Hello, everyone. My name is Jordan Hart. I'm the online editor with Labels and Labeling Magazine, and today I am here with Katelyn from Colordyne, and we are just going to be talking about all things Katelyn and some things Colordyne. So if you'd like to go ahead and introduce yourself, we can hop on in.
Sounds good. Well, thank you, Jordan. I'm really excited to be here today. I'm Katelyn Bohr. I'm the Director of Marketing at Colordyne. And Colordyne, for those who don't know, manufactures printers, retrofits, and print engines. We historically served the label and tag market, but we've since expanded into other markets like commercial printing, corrugated flexible packaging, and helping them adopt inkjet technology.
Very neat. So my favorite question to start all of these with is, how did you get into the labels industry?
Complete accident.
That's everybody's answer.
Luck. Absolutely luck. No, I did my undergraduate studies in journalism and mass communications at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. My focus was advertising and public relations, and in that track, they really prime you to go into the agency world. So you're in that agency mindset. So after school, I went and got an internship at an agency and then was hired on as a project manager. And I spent a couple years there, and it was really great. I learned a lot about marketing from video production, website, as well as advertising, which was unknowingly my first interaction with the print industry. You know, you have to prepare ads for production in newspapers or printing for billboards, bus wraps, and also event signage. So I had a dabbling there, but after a couple of years realized I really wanted the experience on the other side. So going internally for a company. And during that search, I found Colordyne. And I mean, I had no idea what I was getting into. I did the interviews and they were talking labels. I was like, I know what a label is. I got it. But really, the leadership team kind of drew me in. I saw a lot of opportunity here, even not entirely knowing what the company did, and just opportunity for growth. And so that got me in the door and where I am today.
So speaking of career growth, what did you join Colordyne as, and what is the current position you hold now? Has that changed at all?
Yeah, so I started as a marketing communication specialist, and then over the past 4.5, 5 years, I went into a marketing manager role, went back to school and got my MBA, and that's how I got into the director of marketing role at Colordyne.
Good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm impressed when people go back to school.
No, it was really great. And it's given me a lot of opportunity because now I not only oversee our marketing team, but also under kind of the marketing umbrella is our project management team. And that's a team we've built with the idea of helping customers go from the point where they purchase a system through installation. So making sure not only the order is processed completely correct, but also they're prepared for a digital system. You know, we're going into a lot of companies who've never used digital equipment. So making sure that their operations are prepared, their people are prepared, and they're ready to run with the system once it's installed.
Very nice. So the whole point of the series is that you are a young person in print. So let's talk a little bit about your experience as a young person in print, but also a young woman in print and what that's been like.
Yeah, I mean, I think being a young woman in most industries has its challenges. You know, I don't think I'd be honest if I didn't say there weren't, but overall, I really think this industry has been so welcoming. You know, I started in a marketing role, so I was going to quite a few events. When I first started out, actually my first day at Colordyne was at a trade show. And just everyone's so passionate about what they do. So once you get talking to people, they're so excited to explain things to you. And, you know, even when you're asking such basic questions, they're just really happy to talk to you about it and teach you about what they do and really help lift you up. So I overall think it's been a great experience.
Yeah. Were there any elements that were intimidating? Just because, kind of like you said, a lot of people, even when they're maybe applying for companies, they're like, Yeah, I know what a label is, but you don't know the full magnitude of that. So what was the section where you were like, this is something I need to sink my teeth into and really learn?
One of the biggest hurdles, again, coming from that marketing perspective where I started, was the jargon, terms
Yeah.
and acronyms. I was doing a lot of writing and I had to know what I was talking about. One funny story is there was about a 2-week gap between where I accepted the offer for the position and started. And I was doing some research on what the company did, who worked there. And I saw someone had a position as a media specialist. And from the advertising world, I'm like, oh, Colordyne has someone who purchases their advertisements for them and then coordinates advertisements for them. And then I get into the company and this person's like, no, I work with our material suppliers and help customers if they have questions regarding substrates and things that are compatible with our equipment. Like, oh,
That's different.
different media. And I mean, there's so many more, and just even understanding the different types of printing processes, the different digital technologies, and their benefits and everything that goes with them has been an exciting challenge. I would be there either asking questions, or if I couldn't ask the question, taking notes and looking things up later, just to help myself learn and grow in this position.
So what is your favorite part of your position then? Now that you've tackled the jargon, you're fully in it.
Um, it's the people. I mean, the team here at Colordyne is phenomenal. It's like a family. But even beyond that, we have really great customers, and really great partners. I am energized when I get to come in every day and work with people like Aero Systems and our customers Simply Inkjet and partner Cow Collins, and material vendors like Nina. And it's so collaborative that it just makes it a really great place to work and a really great industry to work in.
And I think that is probably one of the best things you can say about a job is if you go in and are energized by what you do, that is an awesome thing to say.
Yeah.
So something newer to Colordyne that I wanted to talk to you about is the SIP or the SIPS program. Can you walk us through what that is, why you started it, and give us a brief overview of that?
Yeah, great question. So historically, Colordyne has served the narrow web label and tag market. So providing printers, presses, retrofits to label converters, brand owners, and private label manufacturers. In the past year, we decided to add a different division to our company that focused on delivering inkjet print engines to strategic integration partners. And those are other OEMs in the industry, but not just label and tag, I'm talking broader print industry. So commercial print, corrugated, flexible packaging. And they're companies who, specialize in web handling systems or some other component that's not inkjet or digital print, but they see the advantage of bringing that technology to their market. So we help them get to market with a digital system a lot quicker and a lot less expensive than trying to bring those capabilities in-house. And it lets them focus on, their core competency as a company.
So now how many strategic partners do you have with this?
So we're currently growing out on the market right now. Aero Systems has their Aerojet 330R, which is a roll-to-roll press with our Chromaplex LT print engine. So that is a single print head CMYK water-based pigment technology that they're using. We'll have several other strategic integration partners coming to market with their systems soon. And then on the multi-print head systems, we have Simply Inkjet in the UK, who is going into the commercial printing market and helping companies add inkjet to existing equipment in those areas. And then we're working with a couple other companies in various markets to evaluate if inkjet is the right path for their system.
Very interesting. And now how long has this program been going on?
So we launched the division about a year ago now.
Okay, so
So
pretty new.
fairly new. We've been working with partners for quite a while, but realizing where this program fit and getting it to market happened about a year ago.
And how was that impacted by COVID? Like, did that have any influence of, these were going to be in-person meetings, but then like got crazy, or was it pretty seamless throughout it all?
I mean, I think we all had to figure out how to do business a little differently. And thankfully, like I said, our partners are great. And so we all just figured out how to work together in a virtual environment, and still do our best to get these products to market under the constraints that we've had the last
That's
year.
good to hear.
Yeah.
So if you had to put on, your little fortune teller hat, what are some trends that you would see coming up in the label industry? Obviously, all fortune tellers have a hat. That's part of the gig.
Yes, and a crystal ball.
Yes.
No, I mean, I'm partial to speak to digital print, specifically inkjet. I think over the challenges companies have had the past year, digital has been a key for them to stay flexible and agile. And I think it's only going to continue and people are going to adopt the technology more. But putting inkjet specific to the side, I also really like, even as a consumer, what I've seen in regards to sustainability in packaging, whether it's companies, printing like smaller quantities on demand so that they're not wasting all these pre-printed inventories, or just what has come to market recently as far as sustainable materials, and more environmentally friendly materials, as well as, we've seen some companies and brands who are looking at ways to recycle traditionally unrecyclable packaging. I know there's the Nature Valley commercials that you have had to have seen recently.
Yeah.
And so I think there's just a lot of avenues to adopt sustainable practices. And, even small steps are still steps in the right direction. So I think it's great that more companies and brands are acknowledging that it's a necessity moving forward, at all levels. So I think we'll just continue to see that expand.
That is probably my favorite trend for the industry as well, just seeing the effort that's going into this, because it's so different to see it at an industry level versus a consumer level. And it's nice that I think across the board, consumer and individual, everybody's making an effort for this.
Yeah, and I think, generationally speaking, since we're talking about young people in print, young people, well, we're not the only ones having a part in this. It's across generations making this happen. As consumers with buying power now, I think we're also helping people realize it's a value that we hold. And, if brands want to connect with the consumer, they have to kind of adopt that value with them.
Yeah, there's all the statistics about how much more millennials will pay for a product that's sustainable. But now Gen Z is going to be coming into their purchasing power. And what are those statistics going to be like? I'd wager they're going to be much higher. So something definitely to keep an eye on.
I would agree. Yes.
Well, everyone, I have great news to share. If you want to learn more about Colordyne, you can see them in in-person events soon, which is awesome. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys are going to be at Label Congress this fall and a couple other events this summer. So you are around to connect with.
Yes. Please reach out with any questions or just to chat or learn a little bit more about what we do.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to seeing you in person very soon.
Yes, I will see you at least in September.
And thank you today for sitting down with us, and to our LNL viewers, thanks for taking time to watch this video.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and make sure to click the subscribe button at the top of the screen. You can see more videos from this playlist by clicking the video on the right or click the video on the left to see all of our other videos.